wonderful arrangements for these meetings. It's always very nice to come to Delhi for me. It's a wonderful atmosphere, so many nice devotees and such nice preaching going on here. I'd like to sing one bhajan which is very much relevant to the class this morning. This is a bhajan by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur called Tumi Sarveshwara Brajendra Kumara. This is very easy to pick up, this song. It's from the Sharanagati by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tumi Sarvareshwara Brajendra Kumara Tumara Ichai Vishve Srijana Samhara. Tumi Sarvareshwara Brajendra Kumara Tumara Ichai Vishve Srijana Samhara. Tava ichamata brahma karana srinjana Tava ichamata vishnu karana palana. Tava ichamate Shiva karena samhara Tava ichamate Maya Shri Jaya Karaga. Tava ichamate jiver janama marana smriti nipat dukha sukha sangatana. Miche maya bada jiva asha pashe fire Tava icha bina kichu karite na pare. तुम्हें तो रक्षक और पालक हमारा, तुम्हारा चरण बिना आशा नहीं आरा। निजा बल चेष्टा प्रति बरसा चढ़िया, तुम्हारा इच्छा छे निर्भर करिया। भक्ति विनोदते दिन अकिंचन, तुम्हारा इच्छा जीवन मरण। भक्ति विनोदते दिन अकिंचन, तुम्हारा इच्छा जीवन मरण। तुम्हें सर्वलेश्वर ब्रजेंद्र कुमारा, तुम्हारा इच्छा विश्व सृजन संहारा। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोधनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोधानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। जमुना तीरावनचारी, जमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajacharya Astautar Satishri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founderacharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Nitya Leela Pravishta Astautar Satishri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपे गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, वृंदे देवी की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naramschaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhiraye Nasta Praeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Utam Shloke Bhakti Rabhavati Naistaki. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, please repeat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer our respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Nanarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is practically destroyed. And thus, loving service unto the glorious Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. This morning we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam 4th Canto, chapter 11, which is entitled Shayambhu Manu Advises Dhruva Maharaj. Today's text is text number 19. So ananta anta karah kala, so ananto anta karah kala, anadir adi krid avyaya, anadir adi krid avyaya, Janam janena janayam. Janam janena janayam. Maryam Mrityu Nantakam. Maryam Mrityu Nantakam. Please chant. Matajis. Word meanings. Saha, he. Anantah, infinite. Antakaraha, annihilator. Kalaha, time. Anadhi, without beginning. Adikrit, beginning of everything. Avyayaha, without decrease. Janam, living entities. Janena, by living entities. Janayan, causing to be born. Marayam, killing. Mrityuna, by death. Anantakam, killers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is ever existing, but in the form of time, He is the killer of everything. He has no beginning, although He is the beginning of everything, nor is He ever exhaustible, although everything is exhausted in due course of time. The living entities are created through the agency of the Father and killed through the agency of death. But He is perpetually free of birth and death. Responsively, my dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is ever existing, but in the form of time. He is the killer of everything. He has no beginning, although He is the beginning of everything. Nor is He ever exhaustible, although everything is exhausted in due course of time. The living entities are created through the agency of the Father and killed through the agency of death. But He is perpetually free from birth and death. Purport. The supreme authority and inconceivable power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be minutely studied from this verse. He is always unlimited. That means that He has no creation or end. He is, however, death in the form of time, as described in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, I am death. I take away everything at the end of life. Eternal time is also without beginning, but it is the creator of all creatures. The example is given of touchstone, which creates many valuable stones and jewels, but does not decrease in power. Similarly, creation occurs many times. Everything is maintained, and after a time, everything is annihilated. But the original creator, Shri Radha Partha Sarthi ki jai, Shri Gonitai ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. The secondary creation is made by Brahma, but Brahma is created by the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva annihilates the whole creation, but at the end he is also annihilated by Vishnu. Lord Vishnu remains. In the Vedic hymns it is stated that in the beginning there is only Vishnu, and that He alone remains at the end. An example can help us to understand the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Lord. In the recent history of warfare, the Supreme Personality of Godhead created a Hitler, Supreme Personality of Godhead created a Hitler. And before that, a Napoleon Bonaparte, and they each killed many living entities in war. But in the end, Bonaparte and Hitler were also killed. People are still very much interested in writing and reading books about Hitler and Bonaparte and how they killed so many people in war. Year after year, many books are published for public reading regarding Hitler's killing thousands of Jews in confinement. But no one is researching who killed Hitler. Excuse me. Some more water, please. But no one is researching who killed Hitler and who created such a gigantic killer of human beings. The devotees of the Lord are not much interested in the study of the flickering history of the world. They are interested only in Him who is the original creator, maintainer, and annihilator. That is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. Mukham karoti vachanam panghun langayate girim yat kripa tam ham vande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Paramananda Madhavam. In this narration, Swayambhu Manu has approached Dhruva Maharaj, who, being agitated by the death of his brother, had started killing so many yakshas, the sons of Kuvera. Swayambhu Manu is preaching to Dhruva Maharaj not to be so angry with the yakshas, because his brother, Dhruva's brother, was killed due to his destiny, as are the yakshas being killed. So Swayambhu Manu is advising Dhruva Maharaj that he should give up his anger, and at the same time he is describing the glories of the Lord. These are summarized in the first, or the invocation of the Sri Ishopanishad, Om Purnamadha Purnamidham Purnat Purnamuddhachate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is complete, and even though so many units emanate from Him, He remains the same. He is never diminished. That is the essence of this morning's verse, which Swayambhu Manu is speaking to Dhruva Maharaj. And we should try to understand this by the descending process from authorities, rather than try to understand by the ascending process. Achintya khalo, so bhav anya. We should try to understand that which is inconceivable. We should try to understand by the descending process. Even great personalities, the very first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam states, Janmadiyasya anyat itaraschartheshu abhigyasara tene brahma hridaya adikavya muhyanti yat sura. Even the suras mean the great demigods, they are bewildered in trying to understand what is the absolute truth. Great demigods like Lord Brahma. Once Lord Brahma was in Dwarka and he went to meet Lord Krishna. So the doorkeepers, he approached the doorkeepers and he wanted to have the darshan. The doorkeepers went and informed Krishna. Krishna sent the doorkeepers and asked Brahma, which Brahma are you? Which Brahma is there? So Brahma was very surprised. What is this? Is there any other Brahma apart from me? Anyway, he gave his introduction. I am the Brahma, the father of the four Kumaras. So this message was sent to Lord Krishna. And Krishna said, let him in. Because Kumaras are devotees of the Lord. So Lord Brahma came and had darshan of Krishna and offered his obeisances. Then Krishna asked him, what is the purpose of your visit? And he replied, Lord Brahma, that I would like to first know, what did you mean that which Brahma has come? Are there any other Brahmas apart from me? So, in order to show his mercy to Lord Brahma, Krishna called for so many Brahmas from different universes. Our Brahma is four-headed Brahma. Ours is a very small universe, smallest universe. There are other universes far, far bigger than ours. So these Brahmas had 10,000, sometimes 10 lakhs of heads. It was just inconceivable to Lord Brahma. So at that point, Lord Brahma accepted. Others may understand your creation, but as far as I am concerned, I am not able to understand your creation. And then what to speak of ordinary living entities who try to understand. In the course of trying to understand this creation and the source of life, they themselves are overtaken by death. Bhagavatam states that every rising and setting of the sun diminishes the life of a person by one day. But this rule does not apply to those who are engaged in hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, the glories of the Lord. Otherwise, every rising and setting of the sun diminishes the life of everyone. So then the question may also be raised, but devotees are also dying. Devotees sometimes die in very tragic situations also. Sometimes devotees may die in a very glorious way, surrounded by other devotees who are chanting. Other times may die in some ghastly accidents. But devotees are always protected. The example is given, it's like in a cat, the kitten, the baby of the cat, feels very secure in the mouth of the cat, affectionate. But the cat's mouth is very dangerous for the mouse, means death for the mouse. Devotees may die, but there is a purpose for that also, that the Lord removes any residual desires or any hindrances so that the devotee may become purer. Whereas for the karmis, they have nothing to take except the karma, the burden of their karma to the next life. So in the scriptures, Niti Shastra, it is there is a shloka that dhanam cha bhomam pashve cha goshate bharyam dwaram parijana shamshane deha chitta dharma eka go gachati hi jiva. This means that dhanam cha bhomam, all the wealth that one has acquired by hard work, this will be left bhomam. Bhomam means in the ground. Previous days, there were no banks or ATMs. They used to keep their treasures in the ground. Dhanam cha bhomam, this sloka says, it will remain there only. All your hard work, great difficulty, acquired wealth will remain. Dhanam cha bhomam. Pashve cha gosate. Your animals like cows, horses, you cannot take with you. You will have to leave them in the goshta, in the goshala. Bharya cha dwaram. Your wife will accompany you only to the dwara or door. Because generally the wife does not in Vedic culture go with the dead body of her husband. And your relatives, they will accompany you only up to the samshana, the cemetery. Dehai chitam, this body will accompany you only till it is given chitta. Chitta means the fire, mukha agni. After that, you cannot even have the body. What can you take? Dharma eka goga chatihi jiva. The only thing that you can take with you is dharma, all the pious activities that you have done. That is the only thing that you can do. Whereas for the bhautikvadis or the materialists, they have only the burden of their karma from this life to take to the next life. Yet materialists, they make such plans to stay eternally in this world or try to get a very high standard of enjoyment in this world. Ravana, for instance, he tried to build a staircase. He was saying, what's the use? These austerities are too difficult. Instead of doing all these austerities, I will build a staircase and go to Swarga. Then we find the foolish people trying to understand. Prabhupada calls them that they are just like the frogs. One frog had just been to the Pacific and he came back and he met his other friend, the frog, and he described to him that, oh, I have just come from the Pacific. There's so much water there. Your well is so tiny compared to this. And this frog in the well was saying, oh really, how big is it? Is it 2 times this? Is it 4 times this? Is it 10 times this? Is it 100 times this? In the course of this, he burst and the frog died. So we see such foolish people who do not accept the authority of the scriptures or the saintly persons. One person in South India who claimed to be some sort of politician, he challenged that Lord Ramchandra could not have built the Setu, from Rameshwara to Sri Lanka. So when some other people asked him, how can you say that? What is your authority? We have our authority, the Ramayana, saintly persons, but how can you say? And he was so foolish, he said, I don't think that Lord Ramchandra had a degree in civil engineering. So he could not possibly have built this bridge. He doesn't understand that Lord Ramchandra does not need a degree in civil engineering. When he has created so many planets that are floating in space, such foolishness, there should be a limit to foolishness also. So, as we said, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he takes away everything at the time of death. They may go on speculating for so long and long, but ultimately Krishna said, Kalo asmi lokshaya krit pravridho. I am the all-powerful time. Time is the energy or the agent of the Lord. No matter how powerful any living entity is, they cannot escape time, this element of time. Hiranyakashipu did so much tapasya. Lord Brahma was obliged to come. What do you want? Lord Brahma asked him. Please make me immortal. Lord Brahma said, I myself am not immortal. I cannot give you. He may have a very long duration of life. Lord Brahma, in the Bhagavad Gita it is described. Yet his life has also a limit. All powerful time destroys everything. So we are very fortunate that somehow or the other, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have been engaged in this service. It's a very glorious movement. We should feel ourselves always very obliged to Srila Prabhupada for having saved us from this material world. We should be always very obliged to Prabhupada. There is no matter how many service we do, what else service we do. We may distribute so many books, we may open so many temples, or engage in so many other services. Regardless of that, the obligation, the debt that we owe to Srila Prabhupada, we can never liquidate that debt. So with that understanding, we should always remain very submissive. As we will say, Dhruva Maharaj, after he is instructed by Swayambhu Manu, he surrenders completely with folded hands, and he's agreed to follow whatever Swayambhu Manu directs him to do. The best qualification that any disciple can have is submissiveness to his spiritual master. That itself, that is the best qualification. And even though there may be lacks of other abilities on behalf of the disciple, excuse me, he may be incompetent in other ways. But if he has that one quality of being submissive and sincere, sincerity is very important in Krishna consciousness, and submissiveness to the order of higher authorities. That is the way to understand or make advancement in Krishna consciousness. We see in the life of Srila Prabhupada the very perfect example how he went alone, fulfilling the prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and also to fulfill the order of his Guru Maharaj. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had, in order to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world sent 3 exceptionally great personalities to fulfill the prediction. Prithvite acheyatra nagarhadigram sarvatra prachar hoibe more naam. The first personality was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because of his writings and creations of so many namahatas, a very systematic method for propagating Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. He was the pioneer for spreading Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. And the second great personality was Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our Paramaguru and the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who opened 64 maths in India and abroad also. And of course, the third personality was our Srila Prabhupada. So, even at an advanced age, with no help from either his god brothers or from his family members, he struggled. No money. Prabhupada used to say, I used to just live by selling the Bhagavatams, just barely enough to eat. Yet Prabhupada was completely dedicated to his Guru Maharaj and to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by the his sincerity, his dedication, so many persons, Americans first of all, started joining. At that time, Srila Prabhupada had requested some of his god brothers, he had written to some of his god brothers to please assist him, but he did not get much help in them. And even when Srila Prabhupada returned to India after achieving such a wonderful task, so many Americans joining and other countries, people of the other countries joining, still he was not given the recognition that he deserved. And rather, some of his god brothers, they actually said that what Swami Maharaj, because Prabhupada to them was known as Swami Maharaj, they called Swami Maharaj, what he has done, it is not so wonderful. It was going to happen anyway. You could just see they were very complacent about this. It had to happen anyway. This is from Srila Prabhupada directly. Prabhupada, I'm quoting Srila Prabhupada, that my god brothers said they did not appreciate what he had done. They were saying this had to happen anyway. Why did it have to happen anyway, according to them? Because it is predicted in the Chaitanya Bhagavat that Prithvite acheyatra nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoibe morenam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already predicted that his holy names will be spread all over the world. So it had to happen. So the question is, which Prabhupada asked, then why did it not happen? If it is all, until Prabhupada went there. So Prabhupada himself gives a very nice story. This is a story about Columbus. So Columbus, from history books, you may know, was one of the first persons who traveled and discovered America, and also he established, or he proved, actually proved, not just theoretically, that the world is round. Before that, it was thought that the world is either square or rectangular, and if you go too far, you will just fall down You don't know where, but it will fall down. But he proved that the world is round. So if you start at one particular point and keep going in one direction, you'll come back to the same point. So he had done this under very difficult circumstances. He had a very small boat of those days. That's in the 15th century. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing his Sankirtan here, he was out to discover the so-called New World. So he came back, and there was a party held in his honor. The King Ferdinand of Spain, Queen Isabella and others, they were glorifying him. And it was actually an achievement. Even Prabhupada says that Columbus' intelligence was due to Krishna. So, because Krishna is the source of everything. So, this Columbus, because they were glorifying him, and he deserved very much the glorification. So, however, there was one particular person who was very envious of Columbus, and he would always look for an opportunity to criticize him. Say the saintly persons, they are like bumblebees. They look for honey, they look for nectar all the time. But the crooked persons, sinful persons, they are like flies. They look for mucus or dirty things like that. So this particular person, he did not see Columbus's good points, but rather kept on criticizing him and said, what's the big thing you have done? Any of our Spanish people could have done it. We Spanish people are very brave people. Anyone could have done it. So Columbus did not pay any heed to this, because a great person, he does not care for the utterings of the other smaller persons. He is well established in his own reputation. He didn't pay much attention to that. But when this person became too much and started criticizing excessively, Columbus wanted to show him and teach him something. So at that time, Columbus, he was eating during the party, he was eating boiled eggs. So he challenged to this man that take this egg and make it stand vertically on its own strength without any external support. He challenged to everyone in the room, anyone do this? Of course, everyone said, no, we cannot do it, it's not possible. He challenged to this jealous, envious person, you try and make it stand. He said, I cannot do it and you won't be able to do it either. Everyone will just mock at you, just laugh at you, you won't be able to do it. But Columbus said, I can do it and I will show you how to do it. He took that boiled egg and took a knife, and with the bottom part of it, he made it flat, and blah, the egg was standing on the table by its own effort, without any external support. So everyone started saying, including this man, this is easy, anyone could have done this. Columbus said, because I've showed you how to do it, it's very easy. Before you could not have done this. So Srila Prabhupada narrated this story that even though many envious persons or people who did not appreciate what he had done were saying it had to happen. Why it had to happen? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had said that. But then why did it not happen until Srila Prabhupada went there? So because Srila Prabhupada went there, he knew how to deal with each situation perfectly, and that's why he was able to influence so many people, attract so many people. We will remain forever indebted to Srila Prabhupada, no matter how many austerities or how many books we distribute, how many temples we open. Every devotee should feel always indebted to Srila Prabhupada. And this movement, according to Srila Prabhupada, has the potency to write a new chapter in the history of this world. Srila Prabhupada mentions about the history of Hitler and Bonaparte. These people are insignificant. Krishna consciousness movement will have a much bigger impact. In the history of the Vedic tradition, there have been much, much greater warriors than this Hitler or Bonaparte. And Prabhupada mentions specifically two names. Who are those two names? Anyone would like to? I think most of you know, maybe you know. One is sitting right here in front of us, Hanumanji. Hanumanji. These are the two greatest warriors in history. No one has been able to compare with them. All these Hitlers and Bonaparte, they are just insignificant. The second one, Arjun. These are the two warriors. No matter who else is there. Alexander the Great conquered the whole world or many parts of the world. When he was getting old, he approached some of his close friends and ministers. Now I am going to die. It's inevitable. Krishna has said also, Mrityu sarva harashchaham, I will take away everything at the point of death. So, Alexander tried to make a last bid to stay alive, because everyone wants to stay alive. No one wants to die. Everyone wants to stay as long as they can live. If it was possible, they would like to live forever. But Krishna has his own plans. No, you cannot live forever. You can live forever only if you become Krishna conscious. So Alexander the Great, in a last bid, approached all his ministers and his friends that I am offering whatever I have had. I have captured so many lands. I am the empire of so many states. I'll give you everything. Anyone ready to give me his youth for my old age? Take away all my land, take away all my wealth. I don't want anything. But just give me the youth. Do you think anyone would agree? No one agreed. Then he had to accept, all right, then you do one thing for me. I'm going to die very soon. You please place my hands in such a mudra, in such a, what do you call it? Position, okay. Put it in such a position that people can understand such a great person like Alexandra went empty-handed. And that's true. Let's not go so much in the material enjoyment. It has an end, as we read in today's purport, but everything to do with Krishna is unlimited. Thank you very much. Any questions or any comments? Yes.
प्रभु जी प्रश्न नहीं है, मैं आपकी कृपा हो तो आधा मिनट थोड़ा बोलना चाहता हूँ कि जैसा कि आपने अभी बताया था ना कि वो जो नेता था उसने बोला कि क्या राम जी ने इंजीनियरिंग की थी कि उनको ऐसी इतने बड़े पुल को बनाने में जो है कैसे सफलता प्राप्त हुई। तो मैं इसी विषय में थोड़ा सा आधा मिनट लेना चाहूँगा, सॉरी, कि हमें प्रसन्नता होगी कि ये भी काम जो इस्कॉन के द्वारा हुआ। 5-6 वर्ष पूर्व एक वकील हाई कोर्ट से आया था प्रभु जी के पास, तो ये बात अज्ञात है अभी तक भी। 5-6 साल पहले वो आया था, तो उन्होंने कहा कि क्या ऐसा कुछ शास्त्रों में वर्णन मिलता है कि राम जी का पुल, जो राम ने पुल बनाया उसके बाद भी इसका कुछ वर्णन है? तो फिर प्रभु जी ने उनको बताया था कि राम जी ने पुल भी बनाया और उसके बाद इसको 2 बाणों से तोड़ा भी। तो वकील चले गए और फिर उन्होंने ये बात हाई कोर्ट, उस वक्त रैली चल रही थी पूरे संसार भर में कि राम पुल की रक्षा करो, रक्षा करो। तो ये बात हाई कोर्ट में रखी और फिर 3-4 महीने के बाद प्रभु जी के पास आके एक इनाम भी दिया प्रभु जी को कि प्रभु जी आपके कारण जो है ये हमने ये बात रखी थी हाई कोर्ट में तो भारी सफलता प्राप्त हुई और इस बात को जो है दबा दिया गया। हरे कृष्ण, धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्ण।
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very, very enlightening lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So like you were saying that the most important quality is submissiveness to the Guru, and you gave the example of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So how about now? Now we don't have only one Guru, like Srila Prabhupada, one Acharya. So how should we behave now?
Yeah. Guru Shastra Vaishnava. Prabhupada has left us in his legacy a system that this movement will go on for at least 10,000 years. We have to follow the instructions that are there. Prabhupada said that he will never leave, he will never die as long as his books are going on. His instructions are going on, still through his books, through his disciples, grand disciples, all those who are associated with ISKCON. So we should not think that Prabhupada has left this movement. He is very much present. That's why this movement is going on and will go on for the next 10,000 years. There is no force that will be able to check this movement. This is the Sakshat energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we have such pure persons. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he initiated this. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who continued it further, and Srila Prabhupada, who actually fulfilled the actual prediction of spreading in each and every town this movement. Vani is more important than Vapu. No doubt, Vapu, that means serving the physical body of the Lord. That has its own importance and relevance. But more important is Vani, to serve the instructions of the spiritual master. How many times did Srila Prabhupada meet his Guru Maharaj? Hardly 4 or 5 times during the entire life. He met only 4 or 5 times. But Prabhupada took the instruction so seriously. So the point is that this movement has the energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, all the Vaishnavacharyas, the Guru Parampara, and we have to just develop our sincerity. This movement will go on. There is no force that can check this movement. I hope this answers your question. Right?
Hare Krishna. On behalf of the temple devotees, we like to welcome Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu, Temple President of Hyderabad. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki ji, Mahamana Prabhu ki jai.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.